Man, the discipline these guys portray and display on a day-to-day basis, I mean, the discipline is just everything, right? As Mike says, you know, you do it every single day. You do the stuff that you hate to do, but you do it like you love it. And that speaks volumes. And you can see each one of these
motivation wanes, discipline is forever.
Listen, you want to know, your discipline is your destiny, but you know how many times the greatest entertainer, the greatest fighter in the world didn't want to come to the gym or go to the studio that day? But then when they went, they're so happy they went. They made a great song or had a great sparring session.
Yep.
After the loss to Buster Douglas, how long did it take for you to get back in the gym?
As soon as my eye went down, I had a black eye. The swelling went down. I went in like a week. I went back in the gym, and then the next week I was sparring.
Wow.
No, I've
Two weeks.
I've seen documentaries on the story and everything, and I didn't realize everything that was happening in Buster Douglas's life that led up to that win. Did you know about those things that he lost his mom and the extra? You talk about motivation and stuff. Did you have blinders
on? He used it for motivation.
Yeah, he did.
And stuff.
Did you know that in real time?
No, I had no idea. I had no idea his mother died. I didn't at that particular time. Why should I care? I wasn't a humanitarian perspective in mind. I wasn't that way back then. So I look at that. That may be injure him. That may be something that injure him from winning psychologically. But I guess it enhanced him.
It did.
But listen to this. You always have to look at this is what life is about, and I don't want to be arrogant about this. Life is about not how hard you can hit, and how hard you can take. It's about what you can take. And what you can take, well, how you take it when somebody takes it from you. How you deal with adversity. Those are the people I look at. When life is not good for them, but they never give up. And they want to be up more than anybody wants them to be down. And those are the people I look up to. They don't have to make a bunch of money. They don't even have to be that successful. But that mindset works. Even if it takes 30 years, 40 years, it wins in the end.
Kind of reminds me of that Al Pacino from Any Given Sunday speech. Life's a game of inches.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you just keep fighting and keep fighting.
You lose inches, you gain. You lose and you gain. Up and down.
Guys like David Goggins always express that, and it's so true, man. It's just adversity introduces us to ourselves.
Yes, adversity certainly does have a way of introducing a man to himself.
Yes, it makes you stronger or weaker. Adversity. Makes you stronger, and a weaker.
All right, guys, we have a great fight on tap now. Mr. Eli Evangelista out of Henzo Gracie Academy in New York City versus Harley Locklear out of Brian Bury Jiu-Jitsu, a local guy. Both these guys are very, very high level. Eli, I would give the advantage to on the ground. I would tell Harley, do not get on your back with Eli because he will keep you there, and he's dangerous from, submission aspects. Harley is going to have the range on his feet, and I believe he's a better striker, but we're going to see how it plays out.
Exciting. Cannot wait to see this one.
Well, I'm excited too for the last couple of fights. It's been a great day. Again, Mike, I just want to say thank you to your team for being here and making this the event that it is when we're able to put your name on it with Stimulus.com and pack Albany, and you could see the fans. Thank you again for being here.
I hope this is not the last dance, okay? I hope we can do this multiple times and be able to come back to your hometown and see people. I haven't seen some people since I was 17, 18 years old.
It's a real treat.
Since I was 14, but I haven't seen them since I was 18.
There are people they're bringing their phone up to you, showing you this picture. They're going, hey, you remember this from 1987? And you're like, yeah. I mean, that's just how memorable some of these moments were for you back in the day growing up. We haven't forgotten, that's for sure, Mike.
Listen, I'm in California, I'm in Newport Beach, and these two blondes come up to me. Say, Mike, you don't remember us? We hung out with you all the time in New York. We went there every night we went out. But I'm saying, I don't remember you. Mike, you don't remember us? We stayed with you, we lived. No, but not, they're beautiful young blondes. No, they're a little young, like 10 years younger than me, but they're still beautiful. But they're telling me this in front of their husband. I'm like, oh. You don't remember we were with you every day? We hung out with you every day. And when you see these women, I say, I wish I didn't forget.
Right. But Mike, now you're telling us the story when your wife's listening on home.
No, it's just the truth. I told her that too.
No, I know. We were just joking about how she's the boss.
Oh, she is the boss. Yeah. Listen, if I'm in a room and I had sex with this woman before, I let my wife know. Hey, baby, I've been with this woman before, so she looks at me, you see her looking. It's just because we've been with each other and we haven't seen each other, and it's just surprising. There's nothing going on. I always tell her that.
That's one thing I don't have in common with you. I don't walk into rooms with my wife like, I had sex with that one, that one.
No, because we all in the same world. That world, we all in the same world. And maybe somebody, she stepped into the because we're in that world and we lived in that world. But she don't have to tell. I used to always tell her because the girl might look at me and she just right there. It just goes down right there. It doesn't wait till I leave. And it goes down right there. So I always got to explain. Many years ago, me and her were friends.
That takes so much bravery and transparency.
Yes.
That's
say that.
Absolutely.
Oh,
main event of the evening for 3-minute rounds. It is for the Cage Wars Featherweight Championship. This championship fight is brought to you by Cage Wars MMA and Sticker Mule and presented by Jules Design Studio, Ryan Clark Realty, Bricklayers, Local Number 2, Local Allied Craft Workers, UA Local Number 7 Plumbers and Steam Fitters, Against the Cage with Ben and Jay. And we also want to welcome the newest member of the Cage Wars family, RDX Sports. This championship fight is sanctioned by the United States Muay Thai Association Executive Director Ed Kinner in attendance. The judges for this championship fight are Mr. John Bernard, Chris Polinsky, and Rob Agsisa. The fight doctor for this championship fight is Dr. Michael Sheridan. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are live around the world on Stimulus.com from the Empire State Plaza Convention Center. It's championship fight time. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in yesterday at 145 pounds, representing the Renzo Gracie Academy out of Latham, New York. Eli Evangelista.
All right, Eli.
Yeah, Mike likes the Gracie guys.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in yesterday at 144.4 pounds. He is a Native American from Robeson, North Carolina. Representing Brian Bury, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu out of Watervliet, New York.
Ruthless.
He's the Native Warrior. Ruthless. Harley Locklear.
That's cool. You don't see many Native American First Nation fighters. That's great.
No, and he really embraces it and really identifies with his culture.
I wish I saw more of that.
Yes. Very respectful guy.
You guys really did that.
Hard worker, great athlete.
Will, how does this matchup feel for you on paper right now?
I mean, Eli Evangelista's on a 5-fight winning streak. Last time we saw him was in December of 2021. Here he fought a very tough Bob Angelo. Harley Locklear lost against Brendan Kennedy in a really tough armbar situation. Brendan Kennedy has since went pro, so Harley's got something to prove. Eli wants to keep the momentum going. So I would say that if it stays on the ground, it's to Eli's advantage. If it stays standing, it's to Harley.
Talking about Native American, matter of fact, Jim Thorpe was the greatest athlete in the world, and he was Native American.
Oh, that's
Can't forget about Billy Mills, too. He was
the runner.
Yeah, Billy Mills.
Yeah, but James John Thorpe was the man.
No, I'm saying
Billy, they did a movie about him.
I met Billy Mills, yep.
Really? What was he like?
Very nice guy. My professor was very good friends with him and his wife.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
He's an awesome
incredible.
guy. He did a speech at our college.
I heard that Jack Dempsey was also part Native
Listen,
American.
yes, he was. The Irish people stole him.
Wow. I mean, come on now. What?
Stole him.
They were, listen, look where they were born. They were all poor. They lived with the Native Americans. They were the poorest people. They were the poorest white people. Jack Dempsey. Why wouldn't they in the bread? They couldn't live. Natives were poor. They couldn't live with no rich people. They were very poor. Poor white trash.
Yeah, they couldn't relate to that. Yeah,
Mormons. They turned them on. But listen.
Oh, Eli, nice
takedown. Look at
takedown.
Jack Dempsey and see that he's like different. Like mixed. He's mixed.
That's right.
Harley doing a good job turning Eli against the cage. Harley definitely the taller fighter, looking for that left leg.
Oh, yeah, he almost had it there.
Just moving to the double. Eli doing a good job trying to post with that right hand. Moving to the left.
Oh, he's got his back a little bit there.
And again, it just shows the confidence of the Renzo Gracie guys. They're not unnerved when somebody gets their back.
Yeah. Sometimes you see a really good collegiate, Roman Greco wrestler get the back, and the other guy will freak out. So this is nice to see.
Well, hitting the back of those legs with that knee. God.
People think that doesn't hurt.
No, that looked like it hurt.
That adds up.
It took him about a half second, but he did react.
Remember when we were little people used to give us jolly horses? Imagine what that is. That's
right. It's like Charlie horse and steroids.
Yeah.
Well, and stomps, all that.
Yeah, a lot of time it's just
that's a T-Rex right there. That's not the jolly horse.
A lot of times it's just to get your opponent to move so their center of gravity will shift so you can execute.
Yeah, but you know what? He's doing it to wear his opponent down.
Oh no, but I just mean in general, both things.
But you're right. That was a very effective strike.
Eli doing a good job though, not giving into this takedown. Fighting the hands, turning into Harley. Nice job digging that right underhook.
Yeah, Eli just wants a little bit of space here, but he's not getting it. He's not getting it.
He's smothering his technique.
Yeah, he's turning him around.
Trying to get his head underneath Harley's.
Yeah, he's putting it right in the socket. He got his head in a good position.
And see, the key for Harley on the ground is going to be utilizing the strikes in the ground and pound and in those transitions.
He's going to try to pick slam him. That's
Final
exerting
seconds.
a lot of energy too right there.
Oh,
absolutely.
Exhausting. Saved by the bell.
Wow, that is a very well-matched fight and a very good first round.
I think so.
Slight edge to Locklear probably.
You know, and I think that gives Harley some confidence because in his last fight, he lost to a very quick armbar very unexpectedly in the first round. So shaking that rust off and getting into the second round against a high-level guy like Eli has to start to give him some confidence.
Sure.
I thought he looked good. I thought he looked very, very good, and he probably won that round, I would think.
He looked real
Maybe
sharp.
he had a bad night when he lost.
Now, Brendan Kennedy is a guy who was amateur but would go into a room full of pros and beat the pros.
Yeah,
so he just moved on to pro.
I know amateur boxers for 3 rounds to beat any pro in the world. Champions for 3 rounds.
I don't doubt it, yeah. Well, Devin Haney was a kid, and he was sparring adults.
Yes.
That's true.
Here we go. Round number 2. Big Dan, third man in the ring. Cage.
This is going to be a good round.
I feel like it is, and I think Eli is ready to create a little bit of space here. He needs to.
Yeah. Create some space and then bridge the gap.
And he's going to have to do so by risking some shots coming back. But
Harley does really well when he can keep somebody on the end of that reach because he got quite snap on the. He's got a lot of snap on his punches.
It just seems like a tough matchup for Evangelista. Like he's just kind of half step off and just kind of can't quite figure out his opponent.
Well, that's a big range difference too. I mean, Harley has a big reach advantage, so you've got to close that distance. Champ could talk about that, being in the heavyweight division, having to close that distance on the taller fighters.
Listen, in order to do that, you have to come forward with your head moving, because you come forward, boom, you're running into stuff.
Yes,
you have to be very loose for coming in, making them miss punches and making them pay for missing.
And Eli would behoove him to listen to that right now.
Exactly. If I never did that, I would be average.
Yes, sir.
If I didn't move my head, I would be so average, maybe less.
And that was the most fun for me watching your fights was that head movement.
Oh,
it's exciting too.
It is.
Yeah.
Unless it's coming forward at you.
Yes.
Do you remember the first technique that Cuss said, you have to implement this right now? Was it?
Keeping my head down.
Yep.
My chin down, my hands up, and constant movement with the jab.
Eli doing a nice job mixing the strikes up.
Ferociously, not
ferociously.
Just doing it. Ferociously intensified.
With intent to kill.
Bad intention.
Bad intention.
Very bad.
Eli's starting to get comfortable now. He's starting to feel a little bit more comfort in this range. Oh!
Nicely done.
Nice punch.
That's it.
Now, let's see if Harley can slow it down, keep some composure. He's got that right arm of Eli trapped. Let's see if he can go knee to belly.
That's it.
Half guard.
He's definitely defending himself intelligently. That shot put him down, but it didn't seem to do an excessive amount of damage.
Right.
No.
He's staying calm, he's breathing, relaxing. This is the
Fighting is all about relaxation.
And he's working to get to that left hip. That's what so many guys tonight did not do. They didn't go to a hip. When you're on your back, you don't want to be flat.
Right. Maybe on your side or something.
Yep, you want to get to a hip. Trying to use that cage. Harley doing a good job keeping some pressure. You know, and if you notice, Harley's not really worried about passing that left knee right now. He's quite content being right here.
He really is. He could go to his knees, which I can already hear Eric Paulson say, get to your knees, but, I mean, he's doing a great job. It's okay. Nicely done.
Eli comfortable.
Yeah, but
oh, look at that.
which is fine, but you gotta hit, you gotta counter with something.
You're not hitting, you're talking, you're making gruesome faces, but you have to connect, punch. At least try to punch.
Well, you know what, guys? I think the third round is going to be electric.
Yes,
really
I agree.
I really do.
I think the kitchen sink is going to come out right here.
This is a weird one.
They bring out the best of each other.
Oh, yeah.
He appeared to be celebrating the successes of his opponent in the ring.
Well, but that's almost like when you get hit and you're trying to shake it off. That means it hurt.
Oh, yeah.
He's celebrating because he got out of a bad spot.
Yep, absolutely.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm not putting anything past him right now. All
Here
right,
we go
let's
with
look
the
at the replay.
Oh, listen. Look at the drop.
Harley going to work on keeping him on the outside, meeting him with that right hand. Bow!
Great
Nice.
right hand. Real short.
Yep.
You notice what he was doing? He was just chopping away at that leg. He was using his legs to set up his punches. I love seeing that. It's really nice level change.
I like seeing them kick it. Next thing you know, they fall. They fall.
Oh, yeah.
They're taking it, but I know it.
And now with a lesser athlete on the ground, Harley would have transitioned a mount, and it would have been much worse. So that speaks volumes to Eli's ground game.
Absolutely.
Very tough, disciplined fighters.
Well, we know that Eli is clearly down 2 rounds to nothing. He probably needs a stoppage here. So I think that we could be in for some explosive fireworks.
And he's on a 5-fight win streak. This young man is on a roll. So,
Evangelista is?
Yeah, that speaks volumes to how well Harley's fighting.
Well, he's gonna have a lot of urgency here coming out.
Yeah, Ramon Deckers used to warm up after the first 5 rounds when he was fighting the ties. So it's always the 5th round that's when you're going to see fireworks.
Yes.
So this is kind of the same thing when I'm looking at it. I think right here is going to be.
Damn, he did Roman Decker. That's
yes,
wild.
sir. Yeah.
Isn't it weird we knew each other off? Yeah, it's not weird how the connection, though.
It is.
From people.
It's the trifecta.
Yeah, that's what it is,
Pure alignment, man. I believe in that.
Pure, yeah.
Harley really enjoys
tell everybody
walking
about
backwards
Roman.
and striking. So if you notice, Eli's forcing his way forward, but Harley's very comfortable to stand there and pick his shots.
Yeah, Harley doesn't expend any unnecessary energy. Everything is looks pretty relaxed, very calm.
He doesn't get flustered, yep.
If you were in Evangelista's corner, champ, what would you be telling the underdog right now, or the guy that needs to make something
Now
happen?
the underdog is who? The guy, Evangelista?
Yes.
The taller guy?
No.
Shorter guy.
Shorter guy? He would have to totally get busy. Totally doing the leg kicks, jabbing, faking, doing the fakes. Right now, he should just go all out. Go slam him.
Take a chance.
He's looking for that body lock.
You have to make it ugly. It's not going to be pretty.
Right.
Ugly fights.
Well, that's exactly what he needed. Now he's got a minute and a half to do some work.
Oh, nice job by Harley wall walking.
He should have got up punching.
Man, that would have been a good place to put it. Look at that. He's going to go again.
I think we're seeing levels here in between.
Oh, he's got Harley's neck.
Oh, that was nice.
Good job by Harley Locklear. These young men are very aware. Coming up on the 1 minute mark.
Nice.
Keeping great contact, keeping the hands locked, keeping that control. 60 seconds, gentlemen.
Locklear can fight, and we're saying this, as you mentioned, Evangelista's on a 5-fight win streak. He's making him almost look pedestrian in there.
He's definitely got the
put it on
recipe for success tonight against Eli.
Yes, he did.
Final 30 seconds. Unless something major happens here, this should be Harley's fight. You never know, though.
Fight can change in half a second.
Especially with that body lock. That's how Eli executed that first takedown, or that takedown just now.
All heart.
Do you know how fast a second is how long a second is in boxing?
You mean how much can change, right?
In a second.
And how much can
in boxing, MMA fighting, a second is real slow.
Yeah.
Well, that goes back to that Pat Barry-Czech Gongo fight in the UFC how many years ago?
Oh, yes.
When it only took 1 second at the very end of the round.
Oh,
boom.
that's all it takes.
And that's slow. 1 second slow in fighting.
Yep.
It's matrix speed, Tai Chi speed.
Oh, yeah.
Real slow.
Now, that was 3 rounds, mutual show of respect. You know, I personally would give that fight to Harley.
Every 3 rounds.
So.
Yeah, I think that's 2-1 minimum. probably a 3-0.
Oh, yeah. Technique, athleticism, and he had it all.
The pressure, the control.
Yep.
Just efficiency. He just went in and got the job done.
I got a piss, man. Please, chill. You want to go now?
Yeah. Turn it on.
You need a stick? Where's your stick at?
Oh, his cane?
Yeah, we don't have it.
There it is. This guy's good. He's very knowledgeable. Peter, you're very, very knowledgeable.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
No, thank you.
Thank you. I've just been very lucky and blessed to be around great instructors. I started off at the Inosanto Academy. He's Bruce Lee's closest friend and the man who's perpetuated the art of Jeet Kune Do. You know it. So with that, that's how I met Eric Paulson and Higan Machado and all these great people back on the West Coast.
Amazing. And I was going to ask how did you hook up with Mike? Obviously through the Custom Auto documentary, but
I also work with actors, so I get them prepared for roles and films. I have a lot of different A-list celebrities I work with.
I heard you mention Halle Berry for one of them.
She's incredible, and she's the hardest working actress I've ever met in my life. And from her, I had a chance to go over to the Tyson Ranch when that was there in El Segundo, and we had a meeting. Hallie and I have a fitness company called The Respin, and it's a lifestyle brand. We have fitness. We have all kinds of great stuff we talk about on our show there. And so, long story short, we have a meeting over at Tyson's place, and you know that the rest is history. I met Billy White there, and we started training. He's like, "Oh yeah, you want to learn the style?" Because he was a little surprised that I knew about Custom Auto and I knew about the lineage and all that. And so he.
How about a nice round of applause for these two great fighters, ladies and gentlemen?
Amazing.
And then I met Mike, of course, and that's just how it went.
And your passion and understanding of Cuss came before.
And after 3 hard-fought rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges have scored the fight 30-27 for your winner by way of unanimous decision and new Cage Wars Featherweight Champion. Out of the red corner, Harley Locklear.
Very well deserved.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And pretty much as expected, I think all 3 judges had it 3 rounds to none. And a great show of sportsmanship too. Not an easy thing.
I love seeing that.
Well, and it appeared as if Eli Evangelista was almost celebrating his opponent's win, which is something a little bit unusual.
You got to do that. You got to. It's nice to step back and admire your work sometimes, and more importantly, that of your
is this thing on?
Your partner or your teammate.
There's this weird level of respect when you go head to head with another human being and you get
done. Music.
I think we're going to get the post-fight interview here now that the music is turned down.
We got the whole family in here now. You did. Now, how good does it feel to be the champ?
Tell you what, man, it feels good, man. Hard work pays off. When you're not motivated, man, just be disciplined enough to keep going. We don't feel like it, just keep going, because at the end of the day, when you finish doing what you were determined to do, that's what's going to make you feel good. That's where you're going to get yourself gratitude from, working on yourself.
And I could attest to many conversations with you, the most positive person that I know. So what's next for you, and how good does this win feel?
I mean, MMA, jiu-jitsu, buying houses, flipping houses, raising a family, being a man. It don't matter, man. I'm ready for all of it. I'm going pro. I'm gonna keep working hard, and I'm not gonna stop, because I want to inspire people, man. I came from the bottom, but I'm climbing to the top of the peak, and I'm gonna have people with me. I'm not going alone. We're gonna keep working.
Well, you're the epitome of having a champ for us, and best of luck. Love you, brother.
Thank you.